Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button, become a part of the chat family. So, how's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. I thought I'd come in and stir the pot a little bit. I feel like being a little petty today. But yeah, I felt like being petty. So I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go live on my podcast channel. Hey Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much for being here. If you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Um, so I just wanted to come in and talk about this for a little bit. I'm not gonna be on too long, but this was on my thoughts for a little bit. I just got off the phone talking to my bestie and we were talking. And, you see people on, social media, you see people in the entertainment world, you just see people in general, and you ask yourself the question, how did these two people hook up? What made these two people get together? Um, I'm interested to hear what you have to say too. So, what do you think a person who's beautiful on the outside marry a person who, in most people's opinions, is ugly? What makes two people connect like that? I guess they say maybe opposites attract or whatever it is, but how could a person be so beautiful, be attracted to a person who has no looks? I really don't understand that at all. And my bestie was saying that sometimes a person who could be beautiful on the outside, other person, they just have a really dynamic personality. And I was saying there's not enough personality in the world to be with somebody you know, who looks certain way. Like, come on, everybody, let's be honest. There are some people and they don't have looks. They don't have any looks at all. And even when you go in deeper to that, they may not even have a nice personality. It's like you're grasping at straws trying to find out, how did these two people connect? How did these two people hooked up? What made them want to get together? I think it's ridiculous. I really think it's ridiculous. Especially like people, but like, okay, say for example, I never have understood how these couples, like, take for instance, Diana and Charles, you know, how he had this beautiful woman, Diana, and he left her and went and married Camilla. What made those two get together? I will never understand. Some of it doesn't make sense. Maybe some of it is not for us to understand. Maybe they were always meant to be. Some people were always meant to be, and you can't really help who you fall in love with. I don't think you can. I think that initial attraction, or it could be two people just fall in love with each other. They were friends for a while, and then those type of things can happen. People can just fall in love with each other just like that based on just being friends for a long time. But I can never get it. I don't understand how a person could have so much things going. Well, we say that like in the entertainment, like you see entertainers like music artists, sports figures, and you look at them and you're like, they have everything going. They got the money, they have the looks, and then you see the person that they hook up with. Um, do you think that it's based on that person having low self esteem? They really don't like themselves? Or do you think that people get with somebody ugly, somebody that has not as nice looks as them, so that they can go out and do whatever it is that they want? That's another thing that my best friend said, that sometimes some people get together with a person who's very beautiful, marrying somebody you could call like a beast, or somebody really unattractive, because maybe that person with the low self esteem is somebody that they can manipulate and use, because that person will like always know, like, oh, look what I got. Look at the person that I'm with. I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Hey, writers, how you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Hey, Miss Deborah, how are you? Welcome. It's just something that I was kind of interested in, like how, why. I don't understand and I don't comprehend. And maybe we're not supposed to comprehend everything, but I really don't get it, how a person that we see, you see them, people who are in our with our relatives, our friends, and entertainers, people on social media. You see them, you would look at them, and you're like, how in the world did these two connect? How did these two get together? And do you guys think that sometimes it's that people get together like that? The person who's very good looking gets with somebody that doesn't have any self esteem? Is that the reason why they get together? Or do you think it's more than that? Do you think that those people genuinely care about each other and love each other? I think in some instances, it can be two people marry somebody who is older and the other one is younger, because the one that is younger really doesn't know a lot, so they're able to take advantage of them. I think that's the scenario sometimes. One person has more life experience than the other, and they're able to use that other one. Most of the time, the person who is ugly. I know that's not a nice term to say. It's not nice to call people ugly, but hey, it is what it is. Some people don't have the best looks on the outside, but they could be a really nice person. And not all the time. Sometimes a person could be ugly in every aspect. Ugly with their looks, ugly with their personality, ugly with everything. You're just trying to search and find out what is the reason how these people got together. And my thing is, what if it had nothing to do with the person having money? So say like entertainers. What if they were just a regular Joe, regular Jane? Would the money actually matter for the ones that are rich? What if they didn't have any money? Does money make a person look more attractive? I've had some friends that say yes, money makes a person more attractive. Maybe they're marrying the person because of the money. And that's why they're with them. That's why they got with them. It's because of the money. And they want their money, and they're willing to do whatever. Marry somebody who is ugly just because they want their money. I really don't. Hmm. I really don't understand that. I don't know. I just couldn't see myself being with somebody that I'm not physically attracted to. I couldn't see myself like, you know, marrying somebody, putting my name and saying this is my person. But I guess not everybody goes in deep like that. Some people really don't care about, some people don't have morals. They don't have any values, that it's just about what they're going to get. And I think that there has to be something that they're getting from this person that maybe we don't understand. Um, it could be, maybe they've known that person for a long time before the fame and the wealth, and they just went back to somebody that they knew that they can trust. I think that that's something too. Do you think people get together because, especially a person who has a lot of money, somebody that they know that they can trust, they know that they're not going to go anywhere? Like they have a track record of they know, okay, they're not going anywhere. They're not a person who's act wild, especially if they're an entertainer, a person that's going to be like a homebody, a person that's basically a boring person that they don't have to worry about them. I think that could be an issue or something. That could be something towards this conversation, but I don't get it. But actually, I should have started off by saying, what is beautiful? What defines somebody as beautiful? Because that's going to be different for everybody. Well, what one person could say that person is beautiful could not be beautiful. I think when you say beautiful, it means attraction, that there has to be some sort of attraction to the person. And for some reason, some people are attracted to some people. They always say that there's somebody for everybody. What is something that is grotesque, absolutely disgusting to one, is another person's cup of tea. That's what they love. Like I've heard people say that they love a person who has gap teeth. They love a person who's bow-legged. They love a person who has some sort of what is it called? Can't think of the term, but they have that flaw, some type of flaw that maybe other people will criticize them and make fun of them, and that's the main reason why another person may be attracted to them. Some people are attracted to certain body shapes, certain height, maybe their vernacular, their intellect. So there's a lot of things that cause people to be attracted to one another more than just the looks, but maybe in today's society we put too much focus on the looks. I think that's another thing too, because how I grew up in that time period where it wasn't like now, where with social media. I grew up with the newspapers and all the magazines. I remember being a little girl and getting all those magazines. What did my mom used to get for me? Right On. Um, what's all the other teen magazines that they had at the time? So I used to look at those, and they used to have the things like, oh, Jet magazine. They used to have the model of the week, like like according to them, a beautiful person. But to me, I didn't think everybody in there was beautiful. I think that they could be beautiful to someone, and maybe our view of beauty is skewed. Maybe it's not we don't have high levels to say. Who are we to say who's beautiful and who's not? Um, but I was waiting to hear some comments. So what do you all define beauty as? What makes somebody beautiful to their eye? Is it symmetry, balance in a person's face, or is their looks based on what they have? Is their looks based on the way they talk, their voice, how they treat others? For me, I think a beautiful man is not just how he looks, but it's his countenance. It's his confidence. I think that makes somebody look very attractive. Being confident in knowing who you are, knowing what you're about. And maybe that's the thing that causes a person to be more beautiful, is a person who has lots of confidence and know how to believe in themselves. And some people just do a good job at believing in themselves. I can remember back in the day. I remember when one of the first times I saw, one of those comedy bits with Chris Rock. That was way back. I would say probably late 80s, early 90s. And when I first saw Chris Rock came out, now come on, y'all, be honest. Y'all know about his looks and everything, but a lot of people wanted to get with him, and I think that it was they they want to get with him not because of looks, but because of the money. But let me be honest, like after Chris Rock started to take care of himself, he got hooked up with a dentist and everything else, you know, he, I still can't say that he looked better. Let me be honest with myself. This is the Marlene Saunders show. Like, we're honest over here, we're real. Is some people that no matter what they do, it doesn't matter how much money they have, their looks just can never be, no. But I will say that the more that a person has a better personality, and more a person um, maybe has a pleasant personality, namely with comedians, and they're funny and stuff, and they have certain things about themselves, they have confidence, they take care of themselves, they treat people good. I do think that that makes a person more attractive. But my question definitely was, why do two people get together? Why does a beautiful man or a beautiful woman get together and marry a person who is ugly on the outside? I personally think that it has everything to do with how the relationship started. Was that person at a very vulnerable stage in their life, going through something, and somebody was kind of like their savior to save them from how they were feeling, maybe made them feel beautiful. Maybe they actually are beautiful on the outside, but they feel ugly because maybe in their past relationships they were never appreciated or treated well. Maybe they were disrespected. You know, we kind of assume a lot of times that people who look good or have money, that they have a lot of confidence, they have a lot of high self esteem. They have it all together because of their looks. But just because a person looks good doesn't mean they treat themselves good. It doesn't mean that they love themselves. And I do think that people kind of define themselves by who they select to be with. And I think it says a lot about a person when you look at somebody and you see the person that they're with, especially if that the person they marry is a complete jerk. If have you ever met somebody and the person that they're married to, they're very rude and nasty and arrogant. It's like no matter how good a person can beautiful a person can be, it's like you just don't want to be around that individual. You don't want to be anywhere near them because of how they treat other people, because they're so conceited and nasty and rude. You just want to stay away from them. So I do think that a person who is beautiful could also be ugly in how they can be so offensive to others, or how they can be so conceited that it can be a turn off. But a person also could be have the looks, have not have the looks, but have a beautiful personality. Be a very pleasant person, be very sweet and kind and understanding and compassionate, and that could be the reason why somebody is drawn to that person. Facts to me, beauty comes from the inside. You can be gorgeous on the outside, but ugly on the inside. I think so too, Rachel. I think so too. It's some that no matter how much nice clothes they have, no matter how much money they have, they could look like be one of the most gorgeous people. And I'll say this, living in Florida, sometimes I see some, movie stars, and there are some that you just wish that you would have never met because they're so so rude, so mean, so nasty, so arrogant, and entitled. And for me, it's like yuck. I just don't think anybody has the right to think that they're better than anybody because of their financial situation. Like, I don't know. I never have got that part. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's so nice. I'm happy for people that have lots of money, but for the ones that think that they are entitled to more or they should be treated better because of what they have in the bank, no, to me, that makes a person ugly. I think a person is so beautiful, so gorgeous or handsome when they actually are a good looking person, but they don't act like it. Like when they're just down to earth and they're just like, I'm just a regular person. To me, that makes a person so beautiful. Like when their spirit is beautiful, when their soul is beautiful, that makes a person beautiful, quote unquote, because they're not defining themselves by the way they look. And let me just say this: when I was younger and I used to see guys and they were so good looking to me. And then as they got older, I guess you could call it grow into themselves, their looks change. So, I definitely think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And sometimes you could look at a person and they can be beautiful at one time, and then age, life, stress, problems can cause a person to age to, just not look as nice on the outside. But that was just my thoughts. I'm going to put the link in here to see if anybody wanted to come up and continue the conversation. And if not, I'm going to get out of here. I just want to do a short pop up and share what I had on my all my thoughts, conversations with the bestie, and what she was saying. I just thought I'd come and ask everybody's opinion, what they think about it. But those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Maybe it's not for everybody, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.